Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. You know, I've really been in a rifle mood lately, and I've had some of my rifles out, cleaning them and tinkering on them a little bit, swapping sights around and things, and I am really itching to get to the range. I certainly hope that opportunity presents itself soon. We're going to need some dry weather. The place that I am very lucky to be able to shoot at is literally underwater right now. Excuse me. But I still thought I'd make a video and talk about rifles and talk about accurate rifles. Now, I believe I'm going to title this video after a very famous quote from Colonel Townsend Whelen, and that is, only accurate rifles are interesting. Colonel Whelen was a very interesting man himself, a very accomplished man, and a great American rifleman. Now, he was a colonel in the United States Army, and you know, as far as his accomplishments go, wow, he leaves a great legacy of someone who enjoyed shooting, enjoyed hunting, and we have a legacy that we can look at in some of his writings. He wrote some books, and I do have two books that he authored. And he authored countless magazine articles and all types of magazines, outdoor magazines or gun-related magazines. Some of those magazines like Sports Afield, Field and Stream, Outdoor Life, the NRA magazine, the American Rifleman, and Guns and Ammo, just to name some. Now, he also promoted reloading, and I think that was my first glimpse into some of his writings. You know, even though he passed away before I was born, I can remember as a boy out in the reloading shed. We had a shed that my father had set up all the reloading gear and things of that nature in. He had a stack of magazine articles that usually something about a particular reload or application of a reload, something of that nature, something about the article he would save. And I remember reading quite a few of those old articles from Colonel Townsend Whelen, and you know, he not only was promoted rifle shooting and reloading, but he also created a few rounds himself. And even though it was a handful of rounds, and some of those rounds were actually, with his name, was actually built by somebody else in his honor and named them after him. One round that I do have some experience with that he created, so to speak, was the 35 Wheeling, and his rounds were based off of the 30-06. He really liked the 30-06 round. And the 35 Wheeling, of course, is a 30-06 casing that's been expanded to accept a .358 caliber bullet. Now, that's the same size bullet used in the .358 Winchester, a .308 class of chambering, and one of my favorite hunting rounds. The 35 Wheeling, based off the 30-06, was a big game load, and from what I have read and a little bit that I know about it, my father actually had a rifle chambered for that round. It was an outstanding round, very powerful round. So we have some of his writings as a legacy, and what I thought is maybe to show a little honor towards a great American and a great American rifleman, that I would show y'all some rifles that I think that Colonel Townsend would find interesting. Now, when we start talking about accuracy, I know that a lot of people, you know, they want to debate on practical accuracy and all this other mess. I'm talking about making small groups, okay? I'm talking about repeatable accuracy at whatever given distance. And that's a true test, in my opinion, of the accuracy of that rifle. I know some people think that as long as they hit that great big piece of steel, it counts as a hit, and it doesn't matter if, you know, the hits are all like this. But I'm talking about precision. I'm talking about the ability to make small groups at that distance, to show repeatability. And these are some rifles that I truly think that Colonel Townsend Whelen would find interesting. Now, as far as the range and the accuracy requirements, I'm going to say about 300 yards and about 2 minutes of angle. And the reason for that is that I thought that it would allow me to include a few rifles that are maybe more interesting to folks here on YouTube, some AR-15 types of rifles, some rifles chambered in 5.56, and some AK chambered rifles, 7.62 by 39. All right, with that, let's go ahead and get started. First two rifles I'm going to show y'all are some AR-15 types of rifles. The first one up is from Saber Defense Industries. And this is the competition deluxe model from that company. Now, I recently learned that Saber Defense Industries is no longer in business, and I think that's a shame, because if this rifle is an example or indicative of the rifles they were producing, and they really were putting out some quality ARs. This is in 5.56 by 45. It has a 18-inch stainless steel barrel with flutes, and it is a very well put together rifle and has an exceptional trigger. And I think I've said before that I believe that this is the best trigger that I've ever gotten out of the box. Okay. Now, the accuracy of this rifle is right at a minute and a half accuracy at 300 yards, which is exceptional in my opinion. And this is 5-shot groups, by the way. All the accuracy that I'm going to be talking about is with 5-shot groups, shooting off of a bench and shooting with a higher power optic than what I have on here now. Now, the optic that I have on here now is from Leopold. It's called the Hammer, H-A-M-R, and it is an outstanding sight, I think. It is a fixed 4-power, and I tell you what, the clarity of the glass is exceptional, and you can really tell a difference in the quality of this glass when you shoot it alongside of rifles with different other sights on there. In particular, the ACOG from Trijicon, which is a very similar type of sight than this. This does have battery powered reticle, but it is etched in the glass, so you can use it with the reticle illuminated or not. It has a horseshoe reticle with a very fine dot in the middle of there, which I really like. So all in all, this is a very accurate package. The next rifle up is one from LWRC. This is a gas piston gun that is really an accurate rifle. Now, this is the M6A3 designated marksman rifle, and it is chambered in 6.8 SPC. Now, this is the very first rifle LWRC made in this configuration. I know this because of a rifle that I had ordered, and they had sort of dropped the ball on that in the conversations that I had with executives of that company, and they actually put this rifle together for me, I think, just to hush me up. But either way, it's an outstanding rifle. It has a Littner-wise 18-inch match barrel, and it is very well put together. Of course, it has a LWRC gas piston system, and this is an adjustable gas piston system. Excuse me. I'm having a delivery, and Major is letting them know that there's somebody at home. At any rate, just an outstanding rifle. Now, the 6.88 SPC is not the most accurate of the 6mm rounds by any means. There are some other rounds, even AR configured rounds, that are really churning out some great accuracy, but nonetheless, this rifle fits that criteria, fits it easily of the 2 minute of angle at 300 yards, and I'm really glad I had this. Now, this does have an ACOG sight on there, and ACOG sights are outstanding sights. This is not the sight that I used to test the accuracy of the rifle. I had one with scope with higher magnification. But all in all, what can you say about the Trijicon ACOG that hasn't already been said? It's it's a battle-proven sight. Now, next up are a couple of rifles in 7.62 by 39, and the first one up is an AK type of a rifle. It's a Norinco Polytech Hunter. Okay, this has a 20-inch barrel and is a chrome lined barrel, and this is basically the meat and potatoes of the rifle is a Polytech AK, excuse me. And even though it has a little bit different gas system, operating rod and things of that nature look very similar to an AK, this is just an outstanding rifle. I've had this rifle for quite a long period of time, and I've had a chance to hunt with this rifle quite a bit. And I've always been very pleased with the accuracy this rifle can produce. And it fits into that 1.5 to 2 minute of angle accuracy, and that's 5-shot groups again. I don't like to use 3-shot groups because you know, I think 5-shot groups are a good representation of the accuracy of the rifle. I think 10-shot groups are even better. Repeatable accuracy is the name of the game, and I like to see how that could be stretched. And this rifle right here can really produce some nice groups when you feed it good ammunition. A lot of AK ammunition is good ammunition to shoot, may be fine for defense, but for precision, some of the ammunition, especially from outside of the United States, doesn't have the quality control, and they have a wider variance in their loadings, and that can play havoc on accuracy at range. The next rifle up is a SIG 5.56R, and it is chambered for the 7.62 by 39. As you can notice, indicative of the stock, rear stock, it is one of the first models that came out with that. And you know, these first models, there's quite a few videos, and there's a lot of talk on forums and things of that nature of people having problems with them. I don't know what the percentage of rifles were that had those problems. I was fortunate not to have a rifle that had those kinds of problems. Actually, I've never had any type of malfunction with this rifle, and I have been very pleased with the accuracy. Again, the accuracy of this rifle at 300 yards is right in there with that 1.5 to 2 minute of angle. When you put good ammunition in this rifle really can perform. I have a Burris scope sitting on here that I put on here when I first got the rifle because I wanted to hunt with it, and I've never taken it off because I kind of consider this as a extended range semi-automatic 30-30. Now the next rifle here I just showed in a previous video. This is a full custom competition precision rifle. This is a JP Enterprise LRP 07. It's in .308 Winchester. It is based off of a AR-10 type of rifle. But this thing, this really is a true custom rifle. Now it has a 22-inch stainless steel match barrel, and as you can see, it has a very thick profile. It also has a side cocking lever for the action, allowing you in that prone position to not have to move around so much to operate the action of the rifle. Has an outstanding JP Enterprise trigger, and all in all, this is a precision package by any estimation. And I hope someday to have the ability to realize some of the accuracy of this rifle. This rifle has, in my hands, even in my hands, has turned out true minute of angle accuracy and even less. I've shot a 5-shot group with this rifle with match Black Hills ammunition that was 2 inches at 300 yards. All right, so that's less than a minute of angle of accuracy. Next rifle up is another AR-10 type of rifle, and this is from SIG. This is the SIG 716. Has a shorter 16-inch barrel. It does have a rather thick profile throughout the barrel. And when I bought this rifle, I was thinking of a defensive rifle, and in a .308 package, it's a little bit more handy with the 16-inch barrel, the shorter fore-end. I wish it did have a longer fore-end because of the way that I like to hold a rifle and shoot it. But nonetheless, this is in 308. It also, like the JP Enterprise, I don't know if I mentioned it, it uses the SR25/DPMS types of magazines, and both of these rifles right now have full magazines in there. They've been a godsend since the steel, the DPMS magazines, for instance, are rather expensive. You can literally buy 2 of these mag pulls for one of those DPMS magazines. The one thing that I do not like about this rifle is the trigger, and I haven't changed the trigger on this, but I will. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there, but there's some awfully nice triggers out there for the AR platforms of rifles, and I'm going to change that out one day. Now, the optic that I have on this rifle is a Trigicon scope. It is a variable scope, 1 1/4 power to 4 power, and I think that's a pretty good fit with this rifle and for what I want to use this rifle for. This scope was originally on that Sabre Defense rifle, and it's just an outstanding sight. It is a post with a pyramid on the end of that, or a triangle, I should say, on the end of that post, and it allows for some pretty good shooting. When you put proper ammunition in this rifle, ammunition that it likes and shoots well, you really can get some outstanding accuracy, and this is one of those guns that's that 1.5 to 2 minute of angle accuracy at the 300-yard range, and I think that's just exceptional. Next 2 rifles were in Colonel Townsend Whelen's favorite 30-06 chambering, and you know, he really liked the 1903 Springfield. And this is a later edition of the 1903. This is the 1903 A3. This rifle was put into production at the onset of World War II. This particular one is from Smith Corona, which was a typewriter company, and it is just outstanding. Now, I believe that this rifle was refurbished at the Parkerization. I know it has a new barrel on there, and the stock is absolutely wonderful looking and beautiful grain, and altogether this is a very accurate rifle. This was a rifle that Colonel Townsend Whelen would have felt very comfortable in shouldering and shooting, and I can't say that I have the 2 minute of angle or minute of angle accuracy with this rifle, and that's basically not the rifle's fault, but my ability. I believe in more capable hands, this rifle would really be able to churn out some outstanding accuracy, even though it's just an open-sighted rifle. Now, the final rifle I want to show you guys is a hunting rifle, and it's a hunting rifle that has just amazed me in the accuracy department ever since I've owned it. This is a Sauer 202, and it's also chambered in 30-06. And this really is a darling when it comes to accuracy. The JP Enterprise AR-10 type of rifle that I showed you is the only rifle that I've showed you thus far that is as or maybe slightly more accurate than this rifle. At 300 yards, this rifle has repeatedly given me minute of angle groups, sometimes a little bit less with some hand loads of mine. And all in all, it really is something when you get an out-of-the-box rifle that can have the repeatable accuracy that this rifle has produced. And it's just an outstanding rifle from SIG Arms from Germany. I think it's imported by SIG Arms, maybe, or maybe SIG Arms owns Sauer now. I don't know, but at any rate, it's an expensive hunting rifle. Nonetheless, but it's worth every penny in my estimation. All right, folks, that's a little video talking about the interesting rifles in Colonel Townsend Whelen's estimation and as a part of his quote. We really should take a little time and learn about some of the folks that came before us and some of the accomplishments they've had and some of the ideals that they have, because I believe that we today still share many of those same ideals. At any rate, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and remember to shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.